There are two types of people in this world. Weird people and normal people. I like to call these normal people people who can fit in, but that's something we're going to talk about in a moment. A lot of people associate weird as a bad thing, and then there's some people who associate it as a good thing. I would say majority associate weird as a bad thing, you know. I am someone who associates weird as a good thing, and this is what this whole video is about. Now, back to what I was saying about the normal people. Yes, so these people, in my opinion, are also weird people, but they happen to be able to fit in. I don't know if that's because our definitions are a bit confused or we have different perceptions of weird, but this is just my perspective of it. I think everyone's weird. Everyone's unique. Everyone has different weird things they like. Everyone has little quirks. You know, for example, I'm wearing a weird hat. I count to 4 like this. It's weird, okay? We all have these little weird, quirky things that we don't show each other. Because people are assholes, and yeah, that's pretty much why we don't do that. People are fucking assholes, and it's scary to show who you are, because when you tell people weird stuff about you, you're essentially giving people ammunition. In a way, you are, which is why most people look at it as a bad thing. I'll give you a weird thing I did, but I feel like I came out the better end of it. I was at this trip for transition year. It's in secondary school. It's the 4th year secondary school in Ireland, and we were on a trip to Achill Island. And in this trip, I was living with 4 students. A lot of them were my friends. Some not. Well, they were, but they weren't people I was very close with. And anyway, we did this old lady, because we were living in this woman's house for the past few days for this trip. And she calls us all down for dinner. And it's pasta, but it's plain pasta, which is fucking nothing in it. Fucking hell. I had Dalmio sauce up fucking stairs. So you know what I did? I went right upstairs, I got my Dalmio sauce, I went downstairs, and I poured my Dalmio sauce all over that fucking pasta. Everyone laughed at me. Some people even called me weird. Hell, some people probably even were telling their friends about it, laughing at me. But who got pasta with sauce in it? Me, bitch. I fucking did. So I feel like I came out the better end of it, and it's why I associate weird as a more good thing, and some people associate it as a bad thing. You know? But I think there is negatives and positives to both types of people. Weird people tend to not fit in, if we're being brutally honest. They don't. And it is shit in that way because, well, people are assholes, you know? And then people who fit in, you know, they have friends. Some of these aren't their friends, but they have people, you know? And in a world that is quite lonely, people is it's a great thing, you know, and it's a thing people want, you know, because at the end of the day, our brains are wired to want people around us. And in fact, socializing with anyone, it's a very important thing to do, especially at a young age, you know. In fact, it really affects some people's esteem, in my opinion, you know. And I also fucking hate that question where it's like, would you rather have no friends and be alone, or would you rather have loads of friends but they're all fake and they're all assholes? Look, I know a lot of people with friends maybe don't value people as much as they thought they did, and they say, oh, I'd rather have no friends. Bro, most people are picking random fucking assholes as friends, because let's face it, when you're in class and you're not talking to anyone, it feels like shit. Okay, you're in a class and you're the only one not talking to anyone, and everyone around you's laughing, and you're kind of thinking in the back of your head, oh my god, I'm weird, and this feels really long. This is a really long minute that's going on right now when everyone's laughing, and this feels like shit. You know, and it does, because we're humans. We want to be liked by people, and it's the reason why a lot of people choose not to show these weird little quirky parts of themselves, because they want to be liked. And it makes life easier, especially when you go into a fucking secondary school. It's your first year in secondary school, and you're fucking surrounded by all these hormonal fucking people. I mean, the last thing you want is fucking attention from any of these bastards, you know? And some people, unfortunately, are weird to the point where they can't not hide it. And it's easy for all these people to just point the finger at this guy, because we don't want attention on us. So please, let's just all laugh at this guy, you know? And I get why weird people just hate that they're weird, you know? But I think you should embrace it. I really do. And I'll tell you why. A lot of these normal people, people fitting in, tend to, in the process, completely forget who they are. They completely do. You know, they go meeting all these different groups of people with these different personas and constantly having a mask on to the point where they don't even fucking know who they are anymore. Next thing you know, they're going to college because fucking everyone else is, and, well, they've done 4 years and they have all this knowledge they don't give a shit about, and they're 40 when in a job they don't even completely like. They're just doing it because, well, the pressure of it all, and they're just there. They're just a thing at this point. There's nothing about this person, and to me, I think that's really fucking depressing. It's also very easy, I know, for me to say this when I have a group of friends who, luckily I have a group of friends who know who I am and embrace my weirdness when I give them to that. And I think that is what normally happens. What normally happens is a lot of people will have a mask up to protect themselves due to people being fucking assholes, you know, and once you get to know them, I know with me, I have loads of friends who, if you saw them from a distance, you think they're very normal and very average, but once you get to know them, they have a real character, you know, they're funny and they're good attributes to people you wouldn't even fucking know, you know, and they have weird things about them that I like, you know, and likewise, I have weird things and they think it's cool too, and I'm lucky in that way. But I think if you want to fit in, just please don't forget these little weird, quirky things you have. Because ultimately, it really is what makes who you are as a person. There really is not a lot of differences between me and you. The only difference between me and you is these little quirky, weird things we know about ourselves that we're not sharing to each other because, you know, it's scary to share stuff about ourselves. It makes us vulnerable, you know, and I completely get why people don't do it. But I encourage you to at least embrace these weird things about you. Because there's nothing wrong with having a massive obsession with Lego, for an example. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. You're not doing anything to anyone, you know? You're not. And you should hold on to that because that's what makes you you. But what I don't fucking like is when people use the term weird or the term I'm embracing myself to kind of just not acknowledge their negative traits and kind of just using it to cope, essentially. Like, yeah, okay, some people might call, for an example, let's say a guy who's watching this video and they have a really shit sense of humor. I mean, really fucked up jokes they're throwing out here. And most people think they're a fucking asshole. And most people when this person's saying these weird jokes to people, they don't talk to them anymore. And they're going, oh, I'm weird, I'm different. That's why people are not talking to me. No, you're not weird. You're just an asshole. You know, and I think these are fucking things you also need to know. And you should not embrace these things. Another thing, a fucking pedophile. I don't put a pedophile in the same bracket as being weird. I think they're fucking disgusting and it's a mental illness and they need to be helped. I don't think that's weird, okay? So that's not what I'm trying to say. Just for people out there who try to get fucking smart with this, alright? All I'm trying to say is to just hold on to those little weird fucking things about yourself, alright? Because I'm gonna be honest, okay? Not to go at a career aspect of this, but honestly, this world is ran by delusional, crazy people. Because you don't become great unless you are fucking weird. And that's just how this is. And hey, you may be normal, you may want to be the popular kid, but bro, that's a fucking boring kid once secondary school is done. You know what I mean? And I know this is a really hard thing to wrap your head around because when you're that age, this matters the most to you. But knowing who you are, sorry, my computer turned off. But knowing who you are is really what matters the most. Because at the end of the day, that's all you have. So hold on to it.